Yes, keep them open. Keep those eyes open. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Dose. So this one's going to be a little raw because I got a pretty serious question to ask you. So my question to you is, when did you decide sitting watching the world pass by was the way you wanted to live? Let me say that again. When did you decide watching the world pass by was the way you wanted to live? And I'll tell you what, that question resonated with me in the year 2015, 2016, really 2016, not too long ago, right? 4 years ago. About 4 years ago, I was in a really, really dark place. And I hope, by the way, that this message does inspire you, encourage you. I'm going to kind of reveal the curtain to you a little bit. And because I was watching the world pass by the year 2015, the end of 2015, start of 2016, literally about to just completely give up. Not just on myself, just give up on what I was doing as a professional career and just kind of in a really, really bad spot. You see, prior to that, I had been running a gym for the past since 2010, so about 5 years, and it was an amazing experience. Honestly, I look back and it was really, it's definitely helped define where I am at today. But for that period after, the period when I opened and everything was filled with excitement, to the last really year and a half where I really struggled. I was really in a dark spot. We had to literally get rid of a car. I shared that story before, where we had to drive one of our 2 cars down to help just make payments, in the rent space and in my employees at the time. It was a really, really hard spot. And, I wasn't watching the world pass by, but when we ended up selling the gym, praise God that it was able to sell. And I didn't know what was next. You see, up until that point, I had spent about 20 years, my professional life, leading up to putting everything we had into a gym. And it just ended up not working. It ended up, I had 2 options, either to sell it or to liquidate and close down because I couldn't afford to keep it open. It wasn't becoming more successful. And, in any business, if it's not progressing, if it's not improving, if it's not becoming more successful, you end up failing. You can't just run it on maintenance level, right? Kind of like life, right? You'll find out soon enough, if you haven't already, that just running life on maintenance level, on kind of status quo, is not enough, because we all get older. Things get harder. So my question to you is, when did you decide sitting watching the world pass by was the way you wanted to live? And for me, as I share this, maybe you're in that spot right now. Now for me, it was back in 2015 where I didn't know what to do. We sold the gym, and my wife, fortunately had a full-time job. She was able to provide for the family. So at that time, we didn't know what was next. I honestly at a point just said, I'm giving up fitness altogether. 2015, I'll never forget. We signed over when we sold the gym. It was on Halloween, 2015, October 31st. And as this time is coming up, it's now about 5 years later. And for this period of time, from 2016 really to 2017, I literally shut down social media. I was doing Facebook. There wasn't even Instagram at the time, really, but I would say is I cut myself off. Now, I wasn't just hibernating. I was doing things, but I was floundering for a whole year. My wife gave me the grace. She was definitely patient with me. I thought about going into ministry. I looked at some different avenues, and I literally just kind of had to get down on my knees and pray. And I had to ask God to give me guidance, direction. Should I do ministry? Should I do this? Should I do that? And really why I'm sharing this with you is because maybe you're in a spot right now, and maybe it's regarding your health. Maybe it's regarding your life. Maybe it's regarding a job that you freaking hate. And you're just kind of letting the world pass by you. You're just kind of letting things take its course, so to speak. And I can tell you this, that it's no way to live. Literally the year felt like the slowest year of my life. Even this year, which was really hard for all of us, myself included, in this kind of lockdown and things change and schedules, it kind of still went by quick because there's only 4 months left of the year. But I want to say is that I was alive during that year. And I think God was really fine-tuning, refining me, in a time where I almost gave up. My encouragement to you is to not give up, but also to not just sit on the sidelines. I would say I'm not necessarily disappointed because it was only a year, but I couldn't imagine if I stayed stuck where I was at. I couldn't imagine if I continued to sit and watch the world pass by. That's no way to live. It really isn't. I really felt like I had no purpose. I felt like I wasn't sure, how are we going to live the lifestyle we have? How are we going to, provide? Now, I was available for my kids, so that was a good thing in 2015 when our kids were in middle school. So that was really the one positive thing. Actually, there was a few positive things, but I was at a point where I didn't feel alive. I was alive, but I truly didn't feel like I was living. So what did I have to do? I had to do two things that I want to share with you. Is, okay, I know maybe you don't know when you decided to let the world pass by, but it doesn't mean you have to continue letting it pass by. The reality is you can stop today and you can let the world continue to pass by, but you can actually do something about it by taking action. And that's exactly what I did. You see, I was at a point a year in and saying, what the heck am I doing? I'm not really feeling alive. And if you've ever watched me, I'm a pretty filled, my cup, honestly, even though I try to keep my cup overflowing, my cup was less than half full. I have my family and my support and my children and life aside from that, but I really didn't feel like I was truly alive. I really felt like life was just passing by. The world was passing by. And my question to you is, maybe you don't know when you made that decision. I know for a fact, for me, the decision was on November 1st. It was after October, where I just felt like a complete failure. I said, how does somebody who took 2 years to open up a gym, I literally took 2 years to learn how to open up a gym. And then 5 years in, I was like, okay, I got this going 5 years. How? And it just didn't work. And honestly, I have to look back and say that it really helped shape my life. It helped make me resilient, helped build, I'd say not thick skin, because I'm a bit of a softie. I know I get emotional. You've seen maybe some tears on here before. And as I look back, I have a smile on my face because I want this to be an encouragement for you. If you feel like right now, today, you're letting the world pass by you, you're not at your best. Now, if you're that person, that mom or dad over 40, or maybe in my season of life, you got kids that are maybe out at school or they're in high school still, and you're really struggling and stuck, and you're kind of sitting on the sidelines, watching the world pass by. Maybe you have your mediocre job and you're living your mediocre life and things are okay, or maybe things are worse because you were living mediocre before the lockdown and now things are all kind of to a crap, they all went downhill quick. And I can say that you can sit and wallow in that. And I did. Trust me, I know. I sat and I felt sorry for myself for the year. I said, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. I was praying, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't just praying for me. I was praying for my family. I was praying for other people. I said, well, I got the time. Why don't I open up and start? I volunteered. I started to serve in church more. I got involved. I was taking action on that, but I wasn't taking action on my next steps for my professional path and my life. And I was thinking to myself, what happened? What did it take? It took taking action. You see, that's the thing. It's kind of like the failure to launch. There's all the excuses, right? And you can continue letting the world pass by you, right? And the way you truly are meant to live. We're not meant to be mediocre. We're not meant to live a life on the sidelines. We're not meant to just be alive. Let me just make this very, very clear. Your life you're not just meant to be alive. In other words, you're not just meant to have breath in your lungs and a heartbeat and go around like a robot from this to that. And if you're waking up in the morning and you feel like it's just another Groundhog Day, it's just another day, I got to get up, I got to put my work clothes on, or, whatever kind of profession you have, I don't have any energy. I'm going to throw down some coffee and I'm just going to go through the routine, the groundhog routine. And that's not living. That isn't living. And truly, I want to just share this with those of you who are stuck in a rut with your health. If you're in a place and you're watching your health with the world just pass by you, and you're coming up on the halfway point in your life and you're saying to yourself, oh, how did I get here? How am I 50 pounds overweight? I used to be in shape. How did this happen, Mark? Like, I know they say it's hard when you get older. I didn't know it'd be this hard. I didn't know I'd need to be on medication. I didn't know I'd get out of breath going to get my mailbox at the end of my driveway. I didn't know that I would feel like 80 years old when I'm only 50 years old. If I'd have known that, I'd have gone back and done some different things. Well, the reality is you can't change the past. What's in the past is in the past. It's behind you. But what you can do is choose to not continue to sit watching the world pass by. Here's the thing. One of the things I've been inspired by so much in the last, 7 months now, is that while I'm sad to hear and to see people that are continue to be stuck maybe in their job, maybe they lost their job, maybe, they don't have the same kind of circumstances and situation. Maybe things are far worse, and I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear for those of you who are really struggling. Maybe you started out with anxiety and stress, and now it just magnified 1,000-fold, and you're on way higher dosage of your medication for all of those things. And maybe now you're realizing that, doctor's visits and things aren't so exciting now because you can't even take a family member with you. All those types of things. You're thinking to yourself, okay, like, I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck watching. The world's still passing by. The reality is, if you woke up this morning, the world is still going on, right? Here's a news flash. Life still has to keep going. And if you're awake and you're alive and you have breath in your lungs and you have a heartbeat and you can see in front of you, and maybe you can't see a week ahead of you or a month ahead of you, but you have right now, the only way you're going to be able to move beyond watching is acting. Moving beyond watching requires action. You have to take action. Listen, this could be as motivational, inspiring, and I hear it. People reach out to me, send me messages, and they say, Mark, keep up the inspiration, keep up the motivation. And then I ask a question and I have a discussion and say, so how are you doing? Oh, not so good. I wish I could be as motivated as you. I wish I could be as inspiring as you. And I'll tell you, it's beyond I'm not motivational or inspiring because I'm just natural to me. It's because I've taken action. You see, when I decided after that year was up, I had to take action on my next steps. I decided, well, actually, I say between God and me, is God woke me up and he said, listen, Mark, I know you have a heart for ministry. I know you're on fire for the Lord. I see you, right? I'm talking in 2016. And I was in that year. And I said, well, maybe do I need to go into ministry? Do I need to be a pastor? And he's like, why can't you just do it right now with all the skill and all of the value you already have from your 20-something years of experience in fitness? And it was a wake-up call. So I had to, what could I have done? Just continue to pray? Let me just continue to pray and not take action. Let me just continue to think about it, continue to wait for the perfect moment. Does this sound familiar? I can't tell you how many people tell me timing's not right. I don't have enough time. This is not the right season of my life. I'm going to wait until things just get perfect. Here's a reality check. Things don't get perfect. You need to take action in order for them to get better. Perfect is a word, but it just doesn't exist except for one person. And that isn't you and it's not me, right? Perfection doesn't exist, but progress can happen. And progress requires moving forward, right? We're not talking about regressing. If you do nothing, you can regress, right? Life can regress if you don't do anything. But progress requires you taking action, taking the steps. And a lot of people have decided during this pandemic, beforehand, after, right now, they're reaching out to me and saying, Mark, I'm ready to take action. I'm serious about this. I need to get in better shape. I need to get healthier. Now, for me, when I was going through it and I decided after 2016, what did I do? I got into online coaching and online fitness. And I realized, well, I know fitness, but I don't really know what I'm doing or how to do it. So what did I do? I took an action step, a huge action step, and I invested in a mentor and a coach. In fact, if you didn't watch it yesterday, my mentor, Vince Del Monte, he and I did a live on Facebook. You can go back and watch it. And we talked about how hate makes you great. And it was awesome. And he shared his experience. And I want to be around encouraging people like my mentor who's helped me through this time, the last year and a half. Has not only helped me just be alive through it and survive through it, he's helped me thrive through it. So automatically my investment, my value that I've returned on it, I want it to resonate with you. Whether you decide that, maybe I need to talk to Mark and see about him being my fitness coach. I know I'm not the right fit for everyone. And in fact, I'm not the right fit for you if you are a Debbie Downer, if you're a negative Nancy, if you're that person that's just looking for a quick fix solution. There's no such thing as a quick fix solution, by the way. If you're looking for a quick fix, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. But if you want somebody to be encouraging, to inspire you, to hold you to the fire, just like my coach did for me, I'm a huge proponent, I'm a huge advocate for mentors and for coaches. I have 3. Well, I have more than 3, to be honest with you. I have a whole bunch, because not only do I have a mentor, but he has a coach, and we have a team of people and a team of support, a network of support. And that's maybe what you need right now. Maybe if your life, maybe your health is down the toilet right now. Maybe it was already flushed down the toilet and now it just went further down the sewer the last 7 months. The only way to get out of it, you can pray all you want, and you can ask God into your life, and that's awesome. That's actually really the most important thing. But God isn't going to keep you there. Just as Christians, as people, believers, faith believers, that come in to know who Jesus is and say, Jesus, I want you to be the Lord of my life. I want to follow in your footsteps. I want to live the life that you have for me, because I know that's going to supersede any kind of life that I can set up for myself. You see, here's the thing. When you get that, if you get that, and I hope to God and pray that you do, because it's nothing quite like it I've ever experienced, is when you get that, when you surrender and you tell the Lord to come into your life, he doesn't want to keep you there. He doesn't want you to just stay there. He doesn't want you to keep it to yourself. And that's just like kind of like what I'm sharing with you is the experience that not only I've had for my business journey, having a mentor, my fitness journey, having a coach to help me along my fitness path. Yes, the fitness coach thank you, Frank DeBlanken. This fitness coach has a fitness coach that is helping me go to the next level, to help me live, not just be alive. So my question is to you, not so much when did you decide to sit by watching the world pass by? My question isn't when did you decide? It's, are you going to continue to decide to let the world pass by you and just be alive? Or do you want to live? Do you want to have a full, meaningful, life of abundance? Like the Lord provides abundance for you. Your health is one of those things. Having good health is a privilege. It truly is a privilege. So I can tell you, if you suck at losing weight, if you suck at the fitness thing, if you have no idea what you should be doing when it comes to getting in shape, getting back in shape, figuring out how to work out, get around a mentor, invest in yourself. One of the best, besides investing in the Lord, one of the best things, one of the most valuable things you can do is invest. I'm not talking just me. I'm just talking about investing in yourself. You're so valuable. I think one of the things that I find when we talk and have a conversation and people get on a schedule and they say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not too sure about this, about spending that kind of money. It's not spending money. You're investing money. It's an investment. When you invest in a coach, I've invested in a mentor who has returned on my investment. I can't even give you a number. It isn't 5-fold or 10-fold. It's an infinite fold. It truly is, because I'm setting myself up to make me a better coach, to make me a better dad, to make me a better husband, to make me better, to progress, to not just be alive, but to truly live at my maximum potential. And my question is to you, is in not just when did you decide to watch the world pass by you, is stop. My question to you is, when are you going to stop? It's time. It's time truly to live, and you have that in you. Now, you may know what to do to work out, and you may know how to eat healthy. And I have 2 questions. I have 2 really statements. If you're not doing it, go and freaking do it. Go do it. And if you have you're like, no, I just can't do it, then your next step is to actually find yourself a mentor, find yourself a coach. Find yourself somebody you can walk alongside, who's going to go to bat for you, who's going to support you when the times are not just when the times are good, but when the times suck, when you're at a loss, when you're going down, you start to fall down those bad habit paths, right? Because I know for me, when I got in, there's some bad habits I made in business. Take it from me. I had a gym and I had to sell it because it was failing, because I wasn't running the business the way I needed to. And I said, there's no way I want to go back doing that. I'm not going to follow the suit of doing the same thing over and over again. Excuse me, let me just pull this down. Here's the light. You want the light to shine in your path, you got to go towards the light. That's kind of how it works. You actually have to take action. So your choice, your option, continue to let and sit and let the world pass by you and just be mediocre, ho-hum, and then just kind of leave it to guesswork, or let your life just be a matter of going through a Groundhog Day after a Groundhog Day. And guess what? It ain't going to be a Groundhog Day, because you're going to get older. Things are going to get harder. Life is going to be more challenging. And I can tell you, we're not meant to go through life by ourselves. We're not meant to really, well, I would say we're probably meant to struggle, because I think what struggle does for each one of us, myself including, is it gives us an opportunity to grow and learn and take action steps. You know, I learn from others. I have people like my mentor. I have coaches that have already done it before me that I'm learning from, and I can tell you the value of it, why I'm so encouraged by it, and I want you to be. This is not me to sell you on my coaching at all. This is just to tell you the value of what I've experienced having mentors and coaches in my life, like the best investment in my life ever. Like truly the best investment was me investing with my number one mentor. And that's that guy up top, not the guy sitting on my roof. There's nobody sitting on my roof. The Lord, that's the number one, I would say, the number one mentor you can have in your life. But he's not going to make you, he's not going to, if you're listening to him, he's going to tell you, don't just stay there. Don't just get comfortable. Trust me, there will be challenges of many kinds. It's not if there will be struggles and challenges, it's when. And James says, when there will be struggles of many kinds. So that's all I have. I hope this inspired you. I know it's a long one. I know I'm long-winded, but I'm so fired up. I'm so encouraged. This, honestly, when I do this, I'm listening to myself speak, and sometimes I feel like it's a broken record, but I want to encourage you and let you know you don't have to keep sitting on the sidelines. You don't have to keep watching the world pass by, but you're going to have to take action. You can't just pray and pray. Prayer is awesome, but it's going to require action steps. Take action on your health. Take action on your life. And don't just be alive. Live it. Please live it.